So we are here with Roger Dowd, who is the CFO of SAP Canada. Roger, thank you so much for joining us today.
You're welcome.
So as the CFO of a large multinational organization, I'm guessing that digital transformation is something that you have been undergoing on a constant basis. I believe SAP started theirs in around 2004, so you've seen a lot.
I have. I started working at SAP about 10 years ago, more like 11 years ago, and it's been a continuous transformation. And it really, a lot of the transformation was behind the scenes until about 4 years ago, when it really started coming out and involving everybody.
Right.
And ever since, we've been evolving tremendously and changing our processes.
I can imagine. And I can imagine that your role in particular must really have dramatically shifted from what I'll call the traditional thinking of an accountant, which is accounting and bean counting, et cetera, into something, and you shared this with me before, into a much more strategic role that actually supports sales and is much less numbers focused. Can you talk to me a little bit about that evolution and what that means for your role?
So it evolved, the role of the CFO at SAP evolved about 4 years ago, where before that point, the inflection point, the CFO had a large organization in the market unit and really was involved in the day-to-day accounting, financial statements production. And
The typical.
Typical, right? Collections, accounts payable, billing. Whereas today, the CFO of the market unit is really focused on being a partner, getting the essential data and feeding that to the CEO and working with him to make sure we reach our goals. A lot of the mundane work, for example, has been pushed to shared services,
Sure.
or center of excellence in North America.
And so you're doing a lot more of the actual planning with the CEO. You're much more involved in customers. Is that because of the data you've been able to distill from the transformation process, or is it just simply because the day-to-day work that you did before has really gone away?
Both. So we have the right data to get involved in the right places and be a strategic partner. And we also don't have to spend as much time on mundane type of work, right? So that frees up the professionals to be more value added in their service and reach out to customers, reach out to, be with the salespeople, the VPs, and help them grow their business.
And that's absolutely a dramatic shift, and one that I think would be very welcome to have that line of sight into revenue and how it's going to potentially impact the next 6 to 12 to 18 months. Working with the sales team, I would assume, means a much more informed sales team and a much more strategic process.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's great. So how's the digital transformation process been for you? As you said, you've really only seen the impact of it over the past 4 years. How has it changed SAP?
It's a much more lean organization. I think, we went through the growth phase, right, and the pains. So we grew so much that we went through a lot of growing pains. Systems were old. Processes, it's mostly processes. They're very heavy, and it was hard to work quickly, right? A lot of approval steps, getting reports took time. We had to do a lot of work in Excel.
Right, and that is kind of the historical kind of thinking of an ERP company, is that's how you operate.
Right, we used to operate that way, but now we don't anymore.
Right.
And after the initial growing pains, we went through another sort of transformation where we're really accelerating the transformation, right? And that took also some growing pains to adjust to the new reality.
Yeah.
And people were not so comfortable, right? Because the jobs were changing, the roles were changing.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of change management involved.
I can imagine.
And after about 2 years of that, we came out a totally new organization.
That's phenomenal. And that's something that, I think it's likely most organizations are going to experience over the next few years, if they haven't gone through it already, and if they hope to continue to be in business in 5. So kudos to you and congratulations to SAP on a very, very difficult undertaking and one that looks like it's been successful from all measures. So
It has. Thank you.
thank you so much, Roger. Appreciate your time.